Cultivation levels look good now. We should be able to build the world. Time to find out what the temple wants from you.
So hello everybody, I was just talking with my girlfriend in Thai and thought I was plugged in. Spent the last 2 minutes explaining to you all what I was saying. Anyway, what is this? Synchronize with my ancestor I've done. Perform an air assassination I did. I don't know. No, I do not want the refresher course. Side missions, discovery, naval homestead. Okay. Data encrypted, main mission, sequence 1, sequence 2. Reach this memory. Okay. Let's just go back now. And I am now dressed up in the times, in the garb of the times. And as I said, as I was going to say, the world is the animus rift.
Sir, everything all right, sir?
I don't even know who I am.
Fine. I'm just preoccupied, that's all.
Don't forget your invitation. Master Birch will be meeting you inside.
Thank you.
Where shall I retrieve you once you're done?
Front of the Opera House. And be quick about it. Don't expect to be here long.
An opera house.
I'll bring her round at once.
So I've been playing Assassin's Creed Origins.
Invitation, please.
So I'm now in the Animus
Shall
Rift
I take
and
your
in
coat,
the past.
sir?
No, do not take my coat. I'm an assassin and I need it to cover my weapon. So anyway, well I don't actually have one in my
Ladies and gentlemen, you are requested to kindly find your seats.
Can I run? I cannot run, man. How do I run? No button works. Fast walk. Oh, fast walk. Hold that.
Good evening, sir. This way, please.
Yeah. Find a seat.
My apologies.
Oh, I'm so terribly sorry. My apologies. Yeah. How could you say that when your ancestor was Bayek of Shiva? Of Siva.
Evening, Hatham.
From Egypt.
Reginald?
Hatham.
I can't tell you how happy I was to hear they'd mounted this revival. Gay's best work by far. Have you seen it before?
Once. My father brought me here as a child. Though I remember little of it. I don't suppose tonight will afford me the luxury of a proper viewing either.
No, I'm afraid it won't.
It will not.
On to business then.
Still someone.
Do you see him?
So I have to press button L3 to trigger Eagle Vision, which is how I got lost in the tutorial. I started just at the end of the tutorial, this broadcast.
The stairs are watched.
So I didn't want to put you through watching me
up.
making an ass of myself.
So is mine. Like me too.
I already have.
Double capacity, both against roads.
The ladder. I didn't even see I was talking.
That we should protect and encourage cheats, since we live by them.
Sir, Black Mall had sent word her trial comes on in the afternoon, and she hopes you will order.
How do I do the map? Here. Jump over to the map and see if I have a scheduled area to climb. No map available. Okay.
As the wench is very active and industrious, you may satisfy her that I'll soften the evidence.
Don't have a way of looking.
A lazy dog. When I took him the time before, I told him what...
1,000 pardons. My apologies.
This is death without reprieve. I may venture to book you.
Oh, I'm going the right way this
for
time.
Tom Gag. £40.
Reginald Birch was a London merchant, the son of another London merchant, who conveniently enough also had the last name Birch. Well, how's convenient? So, you have, if you looking for what lies behind Who Rules the World and studying the secrets of history, the secret history, the real history of the world and humanity, and you're a fan of the Cicada 33 movement or the Cicada 3301 internet mystery, then you will realize that if you have tried to solve the Cicada 3301 mystery and the currently appearing Cicada 33 internet challenge, you will know that this means it's not telling you the first name of Reginald Birch's father, yeah? Reginald Birch, born 1705. His father, of course, had the last name Birch. His son takes the same name. So this, in brackets, who conveniently enough also had the last name Birch, it seems it was one of those hard to put your finger on things that ran in the family. Yeah? Is a clue. Just like clues were given in the Cicada 3301 internet mystery. And by the way, the Cicada 3301 moments with statements revealing clues does appear in Assassin's Creed Origins in 5 different places. So they are related. If you play the if you wish to solve the Cicada 33 and the Cicada 33301 mysteries, which I can tell you is to do with something about what the legend of the Assassin's Creed games and the history of the Assassins and the Templars, but it has to do with more than that. It has to do with time travel and understanding energy and interdimensional travel and who rules the world, and it is a revelation and an illumination. And Assassin's Creed games, for some reason, seem to be part of, within the fold of that movement of those who stand in the shadows. And so, my first thing after playing this game is going to be finding out about Reginald Birch, born 1705, and what his father's first name was. And this is one of those hard to put your finger on things that run in the family, that they were named Birch. Yeah? So Birch is a kind of tree. Yeah? Birch started in business for himself at an early age. By the time he was in his mid-20s, he already owned several merchant ships. Well, you used birch to make ships, didn't you? I'm not sure. British family names usually would come from whatever your business or what you had, yeah, or what you were, yeah. So if your name is Cobbler, it's because in the Middle Ages your ancestor was a cobbler, yeah. And you have names like that, yeah, like Tyler. I don't mean the Tyler in Freemasonry. I mean, well, it's the same thing. You tile the roof, yeah. The Tyler. Somebody called Tyler, yeah, or somebody called Taylor. It's a tailor, was a tailor, their ancestors. Until the New World Order with the system of monetary system and paid service, working as a slave for somebody else as an employee, instead of inheriting your parents' business, stopped your name having any meaning anymore. Yeah. So this guy's name was Birch, also had birch trees, obviously his ancestors, or a birch forest. My surname is Littlewood, so obviously my ancestors lived in Littlewood. Yeah. So the tea trade to the American colonies, the Boston Tea Party, the formation of America, the fact that most of them were Illuminati or Masons or members of certain societies, yeah, even in South America. The first president of Mexico, or prime minister, was Benito Juarez, and he was the one who decided to stop the war over the territories with America, and that's how America got Texas and all the oil. So was Benito Juarez a very good first prime minister for Mexico? It's questionable, because actually he was against the Santa Ana rebels, took a war for that territory and gave it to America, so he must have been in on the plot. There is a plot, a worldwide rulership, New World Order plot, and these games give you clues. I play these games to help me decipher and to further the to gain my knowledge and help me to further decipher and to further implement the agendas of Cicada 33, or as you would say, the Assassins, not the Templars. Anyway, here we go. I'm reading this because this is important for me. The game isn't just the game is great. I'm a game player, but this is all research for me. The whole game is research. Many historians were involved in the making of these games. He would take over Haytham's education with Haytham Kenway. So, which of those two now? Which is Birch, which is Haytham? Am I Birch or Haytham? I must be Haytham. In the 1730s, continued to adulthood, which we've just seen, with them working together as members of the Assassins. Okay. Reginald Birch, 1705. Did he really exist? We shall find out. And what was his father's name? What's the hint at the word Birch and the relationship to the Boston Tea Party and he built ships? Huh? Sean Hastings. Oops, individuals. Sean Hastings. Okay. He wasn't raised to join the order. He's the tech guy. He's the tech guy. No, Sean. Reginald Birch is me. I'm Reginald Birch. I'm Reginald Birch. Altair. Altair. Look to Al-Mulaim, the mentor of the order. Al-Mualim recognized Altair's potential and took on his training personally. Became a master assassin at 25, an unheard of accomplishment. If there was an assassin book of records, there'd probably be a picture of this fella. We shouldn't write that. Of this great master on the front. Altair was one of the best fighters in assassin history, with an arrogance to match. After a disastrous mission in 1191 in which he broke the creed and very nearly let an apple of Eden fall into Templar hands, Altair was sent back down to novice ranks and forced to begin again as a novice. Neophyte. As part of his rehabilitation, he was responsible for taking out the major players in the Templar Order at the time, including the Grandmaster Robert de Sable. So it is redeeming yourself, basically. That's the game I played on iOS. Assassin's Creed. It was one of the first 3D open world games on the iPad back in about 2014 or something. Tragically, in the end, he was also forced to kill Al-Mualim, who turned out to be both a Templar and corrupted by the influence of the apple. Oh my god. After his mentor's death, Altair took control of the order, turning it into the secret and world-spanning organization it is to this very day. And that's not a joke. Very rich as well. Rich enough to own a company that could make a game like this. Yeah? Which is why a game like this and Origins and other Assassin's Creed games and other games by this company might seem to have strange things in them, because they might be just a company within a shell company with a different agenda, and the game is part of the agenda, but not the whole. It's just one piece of the jigsaw puzzle. So playing Assassin's Creed is actually unraveling that which has been hidden and finding those who stand in the shadows. It had the eagle vision. Yep, it is why I'm here. And Ezio. Old Ezio, huh? Old Ezio. I keep pressing the wrong button, that's why. Going back. Ezio da Firenze. Yeah, I played Ezio on the iOS, sorry. I didn't inherit the Eagle Vision. He's a playboy. Oh my god, he watched his own family behind. Much like a little boy who once saw... Wasn't Blackbeard, it was a very famous pirate hanged, and he decided to become a pirate himself, developed hate for the state. I'd like to tell the story of the privateers, the history of piracy. They were not bad people. Ezio then avenged his family. Borgia got away. The Borgias of Italy, of Venezia. Powerful family. Ezio was able to recover an apple of Eden, was formally inducted into the Assassin Order. The flame of life, the apple of Eden. It's a pyramid with the geometric design within it and the flame. Pope Alexander VI, Rodrigo. The first civilization, which is talking about the fact that we have advanced as a civilization and disappeared and re-evolved again many times through cataclysms or whatever, and this is what part of the secret that is hidden from humanity in the moment, not in the game, in reality, that there was a previous civilization to ours. The pyramids were built on top of what they found, so was the Sphinx and other buildings. Catastrophe, you see, that could wipe out humanity. Yes, that would be the one we're facing right now. You see? This game has been made for those who know to play. It's not just a game. Or I'm paranoid and crazy, but I'm not. If you study Cicada 3301 and you decipher it and decrypt it, then you will know there are more things in heaven and earth, and even in a video game, than human imagination might be able to surmise. A hidden library belonging to Altair, with another message from the first civilization. He was terrific at jumping. He died in 1524. Did he really exist, Ezio Auditore da Firenze, or is it a pseudonym? Because those who stand in the shadows don't want to let those who do not. Locations. The Theatre Royal, which is the only one. Studying this is part of deciphering something. It's not just a game. It's also historical knowledge. Destroyed by fire in 1808. Now that's strange to me. Then in 1857. And then renovated in 1990s. That's to change history. because history gets rewritten. They thought it would get impossible when the internet came to rewrite history so nobody remembers from one generation to the next, but actually it's got more easier with misinformation on the internet. They're rewriting history and making changes, just like in George Orwell's 1984, The Ministry of Truth. It held the exclusive rights to perform spoken drama in London, awarded by King Charles II. Why they would do that is beyond me. That's also a clue. There is a reason why King Charles did that, and that was because King Charles, probably without letting his peers know, wanted to give the people a right to use drama and theatre the same way we use today stand-up comedy to make political critique that in those days would get you hanged, or religious or political or philosophical statements, and to spread ideas, freedom of expression. Yeah. So that's a bit what Shakespeare and also the story of theatre and Shakespeare had to do with. So let's get back to playing this game.
I'll save her from the transportation. Well, I can get more by her staying in.
Oh, I just walk in here, I can't climb.
Into our lofty year than any five of the game. And in truth, 'tis a pity to lose so good a customer.
If none of the gang take her off, she may, in the common course of business,
Hold R2
live
to
at
start
12 months
climbing.
longer. I love to let women skate. A good sportsman always lets the end partridges fly, because the breed of the game depends on it. Besides, here the law allows us no reward. There's nothing to be got by the death of women, except
Oh, that's
by
made it down
Without
here.
dispute, she is a fine woman, because to her I was obliged to my education. And to say a bold word, she hath trained up more young fellows to the business than the gaming table.
Truly, Filch, thy observation is right. We and the surgeons are more beholden to women than all the professions besides.
Sir, Black Mall has set word a trial comes on in the afternoon, and she hopes you will order matters so as to bring you off.
As the wench is very active and industrious, you may satisfy her that I'll soften the evidence.
Tom Gag, sir, is found guilty.
A lazy dog! When I took him the time before, I told him what would come to if he did not mend his hand. This is death without reprieve. I may mention a book for Tom Gag. £40. Let Betty Sly know I'll save her from the transportation, so I can get more by her staying in.
Betty hath brought more goods into our lot. 'Tis war that seduces all mankind. I firmly trust what
So,
God are revealing us. A very nice beauties when those things are love our money's with love. Woman that seduces
how do I do that? I remember trying. Can't remember. I just did this by luck last time. I just messed around till I did it. Rotate L to locate and hold it. What do I have to do? Do I have to press a button? How do I do this? I remember having a real problem with this last time. I don't know. I don't know, what do I do now? And I've got it. And then what do I press? No. Well, now I've got it, so. And then nothing happens. No. Come on, pick the log. This is so fiddly. It doesn't. I'm holding it. So what do I do now? I'm pressing buttons. What did I just do with the other one? What did I just do with the other hand then? Where did that come from? He put his bloody second hand in. With your two hands. How do I get it? Come on, get me the lock. For fuck's sake. Excuse my language. Duck, buck, duck, lock, sake. For luck's sake. That was for YouTube AI. Now I got it. So what do I do? What do I press? Oh. Do it. You press R3 and R2. I had to use R3 as well. Didn't tell me to use R3. It told me to use L3 only. So use R3 and R2 to break the lock. Jesus.
When a gentleman is long kept in suspense, penitence may break his spirit ever after. Besides, certainty gives a man a good air upon his trial, and makes him risk another without fear or scruple. But all away. But the messenger of comfort to friends in affliction.
But 'tis now high time to look about me for a decent execution against next session.
Flying in!
Lazy road, by whom one can get nothing till he's hanged.
I've got a bit of stage fright.
I register
A
with the
little dodge courage will put a bloom in your cheek.
cook
The
fingered.
Beggar's Opera. Opened in London 1728. It's a musical, one of the earliest. So that's the opera they're doing, is the Beggar's Opera. It's one of the Beggar's Opera. An opera that's for beggars, meaning not boring, for common people, but was also used to express freedom of expression, which is how we can do it now, because the internet, it deletes anything. If you say something that goes against the agendas of the new global order. No. So use humor and encoded ways of saying things, just like this game does. It was popular and controversial because it was an excellent skewering of Italian opera, but also you could, same reason as Shakespeare, it was a way of criticizing what you're not allowed to criticize, and tell truths you're not allowed to tell. It's set in the Newgate prison, and the main characters are all criminals who act much like the upper classes. It was a send-up of the British nobility, calling, you see, the political, including veiled criticism of the head of the government. neither of whom traditionally have a sense of humour. I've never met a queen who liked a knock-knock joke. No, neither have I. Actually, I've never met a queen. The Beggar's Opera was accused of being a base form of entertainment by the people who didn't like it, of course, and because its main characters are criminals. Criminals according to who? Pirates are criminals according to the Empress Katarina, Queen Katarina, or the what would you, Empress Katarina of Spain, and the Queen of England, after they didn't need the privateers to rob their enemies' gold ships, going from South America to Europe. Anyway, that's another part of the history of the Assassins and the Templars. So, it's nice to see that criticism isn't just from movies and video games, bloody opera, corrupting our kids, enlightening the masses, not corrupting, not corrupting, not corrupting, not corrupting,
Jack,
not corrupting.
a year and a half in the service. Let me see how much the stock goes to his industry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gold watches, and 7 silver ones. A mighty clean-handed fellow. 16 snuff boxes, 5 of them true gold, 6 dozen of handkerchiefs, 4 silver Elton swords.
Jeremy's
half a
really
dozen of
burning up the
3
boards
tie
tonight.
periwigs,
He's a
and
marvel.
a piece of broadcloth. Considering these are only the fruits of his leisure hours, I don't know a prettier fellow. But no man alive hath a more engaging presence of mind upon the road. What dreary, alias Brown Will, an irregular dog, who has an underhanded way of
Keep worrying, the
disposing of his
play's going
goods.
up in this.
I'll try him only for a session or 2 longer upon his
Now
good behaviour.
if there's any treasures around,
Harry
like in
Paddington,
Origins it wasn't that
a poor
advanced
petty
yet,
loss
this
in
game.
rascal.
So it's time for me to assassinate. I'm sorry, mate. I really am. I do not wish to harm others. But if you learn the science of war and politics of Machiavelli, you'll see how world leaders must have ethics, but must also be
You should
prepared
have come
to
to me. We would have found another way.
do the unnecessary and hide the fact.
Yes,
Do the
but then you would have known.
unimaginable.
For what it's worth, I'm sorry. As am I.
Her face looked wondrous smugly beneath the left ear, so thin but a cord.
So, I was just on the toilet then, believe it or not. Close enough. Sorry for the little delay. Killed him and took his... Okay. The little boy. Shh. Is he going to be an assassin? The little boy, will he grow up to be an assassin? I'm going to stop talking for a little while. I think. Because I want to pull the headphones out and let my wife listen. Yak Fang Mai? Nang? Me? I'm pulling my headphones out, so I'm just going to play now.
Stateside balcony! Hurry!
Come, please!
That man there! Seize him!
But, I've done no wrong, I swear
Search him. Any weapons?
Whatever has happened?
A man was killed in the upper balconies.
Oh my!
Nothing. We must keep looking. He must be in here somewhere.
I beg your pardon, man. Did you notice anyone
Young
suspicious?
Polly,
Please.
I thought it was part of the
Patience,
performance.
please.
Did
Let us
it?
through. That's an opera.
He can't.
Up there. I can't get out
Order!
of here.
We must have order!
It happened
We
right
must
in
leave
that
at once.
What are those men doing?
I'm staying where it's safe.
Order! We must have order!
Move! Move! Imbecile!
Where are you?
Order! We must have order! I need to get
I'll
out.
search along here. You search down there. Very well. If you find anyone, give a shout.
And how was the opera?
Rather dull, truth be told.
Shall we be off then?
Aye. To Fleet and Bride.
By your command.
Fascinating. Gentlemen, I hold in my hand a key. And if this book is to be believed, it will open the doors of a storehouse built by those who came before.
Ah, yes. Those who ruled, reigned, and vanished from the world. Do we know what it is that will be held within?
It could contain certain knowledge. Perhaps a weapon, or something as yet unknown, unfathomable in its construction and purpose. It could be any of these things, or none of them. They are still an enigma, these precursors. But of one thing I am certain. Whatever waits behind those doors shall prove a great boon to us all.
Or our enemies, should they find it first.
They won't. You've seen to that.
I assume you know where this storehouse is?
Ah, Mr. Harrison.
Gentlemen,
How fare your calculations?
I believe the site lies somewhere within this region.
That's a lot of ground to cover.
My apologies. Were that I could be more accurate.
That's all right. It suffices for a start. And that is why we've called you here, Master Kenway. We'd like for you to travel to America, locate the storehouse, and take possession of its contents.
I'm yours to command, although a job of this magnitude will require more than just myself.
Of course. Upon this paper are the names of 5 men sympathetic to our cause. Each is also uniquely suited to aid you in your endeavor. With them at your side, you will want for nothing.
Well, then I'd best be on my way.
I knew our faith in you was not misplaced. We've booked you passage to Boston. Your ship leaves at dawn. Go forth, Hatham, and bring honor to us all.
Some fresh air might do me good.
And then all will be well.
You sure about that?
Of course. Have I ever led you astray?
Nah. Though you don't sit right with the others.
Have faith, my friend. You'll see.
Well, well. Seems our esteemed guest has deigned to grace us with his presence. You might want to head back to your quarters. Top deck's no place for tender Parnells.
So I thought.
And yet here you are.
Fancy yourself a joker, eh? Let's see how funny you find this.
That's enough, Graves.
Stay out with this.
Listen to this, Hector. Thinks he can swagger on up here and declare himself king of the castle.
Please, fellas, call this off. If the captain sees
To
us...
hell with the captain. And to hell with you, Mills. Whose side you on, anyway?
I'm ready to go again if you are.
This is unwise.
Why's that? You think I'm afraid of you?
No, but you should be. Do you yield?
Never! How do you like these odds?
What's the meaning of this?
Captain!
Explain yourself at once, Mr. Kenway.
These folk... We were simply passing the time with a bit of sport, Captain.
How about you pass the time by doing your goddamn jobs instead? I wasn't aware I was paying you to loll about. A word, please, Mr. Kenway.
Oh, I nearly forgot. There's your knife back.
I don't care for you, Mr. Kenway. I've had nothing but trouble since you came aboard.
Your problems have nothing to do with me.
I beg your pardon?
You're a poor leader, ill-tempered and cruel, and it's clear your crew has no respect for you.
Look, I don't want to argue. In fact, I need a favor.
Oh, this is rich.
I suspect some of the men intend to mutiny.
Really? What a surprise.
As I cannot trust any of them, I am compelled to turn to you.
And why should I help you?
Because if they do intend to betray, I'm the only hope you have of reaching America alive. Well, what will it be?
If what you say is true, what other choice do I have?
Thank you.
But let me be clear. Should you ever dare to insult or threaten me again, I'll not hesitate but to cut off your head myself. Are we understood? Excellent. Good day.
Mr. Kenway.
Captain?
Whatever they're up to, I believe it's coming to a head.
I'd best get to work.
He's cut our rations again. Claims we're not provisioned.
You're not having second thoughts, are you?
It's not right that you...
I know he must be done, but...
He's a shifty fella. Won't hardly take his hat off. Keeps his face in too, so we can't see him watching. Quiet!
You there! I have some questions for you.
That's nice, but I ain't got time to gossip. Probably wouldn't have anything useful to share anyway. You want information? Try the cook or the doctor. Everyone's always chatting them up.
Won't be serving for another couple hours. Some biscuits in the barrel if you're desperate.
Actually, I've come with a question.
What's that?
Have any of the men been acting strange recently? Said anything that struck you as out of the ordinary?
The boys cry about the rations, as if there's anything I can do about it. But beyond that, I ain't heard much. My advice, go find James. His ears are always open.
And where might I find him?
Right behind you, actually. He's the one sitting on the barrel.
Are you James?
Aye.
Hatham Kenway. Pleased to meet you.
I know who you are.
I was hoping you could answer some questions.
I figured as much, but not here. Follow me. So, what do you want to know?
Have you seen or heard anything out of the ordinary since we left port? Anything that gives cause for concern?
Some of the men have been gathering at night on the upper deck. I've only caught bits of their conversations, so I couldn't say for certain what they're up to. But I suspect it bodes ill.
Is it a mutiny they're planning?
All I know is they've little love for the captain. Mills has been trying to talk him down, but there's only so much one man can do.
Thank you for the information.
I only wish to see us reach the colonies alive.
Evening, sir.
How are things?
Calm and quiet. Just the way I like it. What brings you topside?
Thought I'd wander a bit. Stretch my legs. That's all.
Take care where you tread. The deck hides all manner of danger in the dark.
What was that? Someone's throwing cargo overboard. But why?
He's a shifty fella. Won't hardly take his hat off. Keeps his face hidden too, so we can't see him watch it.
Quiet! Here he comes. Make like you're working.
I ain't got nothing to say to you.
You must expose whatever they're plotting.
Your crew's a tight-lipped bunch. But I'll see what I can do.
Well, hurry up.
He's cut our rations again. Claims we're not provisioned for such luxuries.
It's not right that you should feast on land and wine, whilst we're stuck with tinned fish and biscuits.
Curious. Most curious.
Any news?
Each night it's the same. I scout one area, and they drop the painted barrels from another. I'm going to need to recruit an extra pair of eyes. Maybe James or Mills.
Why are they doing this?
Near as I can tell, the barrels serve as markers. They're leaving a trail. My fear is it's only a matter of time before whoever's following it...
Ship sighted aft! She's making ready to fire!
Beat to quarters, men! Ready the... Brace! Everybody down! A warning shot! Seems they don't mean to sink us, but board us instead! Man the cannons! Make ready to fight! I want you below decks.
Why? Let me help you secure the ship.
Do you know how to rig a sail? To load a cannon? To wage war at sea? I didn't think so. Now return to your cabin, or do I need to have you escorted? Secure the hatch!
Haytham.
Have you been topside? A ship's appeared and means to board us. It's strange. There's no sign of mutiny aboard. Doesn't make sense.
Ah, but it does.
What do you mean?
Did you think you could escape from London so easily after what you did at the opera? That we wouldn't notice? That we wouldn't follow?
Ah. So that's what this is about.
Surrender, and I will see that you are treated with honor.
If you wish to treat me with honor, give me a sword.
Are you sure this is how you want to play it?
Told you to stay below decks.
I did as you asked. Only Mills was there waiting for me. He's the one that drew that ship here. There was no mutiny, only him.
What do they want?
Me.
Then they can have you.
Is that so?
You'll catch us anyway. There's nothing to be done.
I can think of something.
You wish us to sail into the storm?
It's our only chance.
I won't do it.
Then I will.
All right. All right. those ropes secured! I told you this was madness.
Calm yourself. I'll fix your sail for you.
We need more speed! Loose the sails! Haytham, you take the foremast! James, to the mainmast with you!
Hurry! I can't hold on much longer! The rope's too wet! I'm slipping!
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Make ready for our arrival, men!
Arrival? I see no land, only this interminable fog.
The gulls tell us all we need to know. Climb into the crow's nest and you'll see.
So I made it to America. And my girlfriend's falling asleep, so I can now say welcome to Assassin's Creed 3. Sequence 1. Journey to the New World. And all of these historical events, what really happened and what we were told in school. And who's behind? Who rules the world? £2,850 is a lot of money in those days. And I got something in my animus diary or whatever you want to call it. Woohoo! Boston, let's have a tea party, said some people once in a room. Old Samuel
Master
was
Kenway.
used. He
Master
was
Kenway.
Yes, may I help
poorest
Charles
and
Lee, sir.
roughest of
Pleasure to make your acquaintance. I've been
the
asked to
founding
introduce you to the
fathers.
city, help you settle in. Oh, no need, sir. I've arranged for your bags to be delivered to the inn.
Are you by any chance John and Isabella's son?
One and the same.
We'll look
Your
at that in the
commission is with Edward
database
Braddock,
afterwards.
is it not?
Aye. But he's yet to reach America, and I figured I might... Well, at least until he arrives. I thought...
Yes? Out with it.
Forgive me, sir. I had hoped that I might study under you. If I am to serve the Order, I can imagine no better mentor than yourself.
Kind of you to say, but I think you overestimate me.
Impossible, sir. This way.
I think I'm still got my sea legs.
Someone stop him!
They're wobbling. Where's the thief? I wanted to stop the thief. I should be following Charles Lee, but stay close to allies, okay. Hello, Lee.
Boston's quite a lively city.
There's all manner of things to see and do. Once
Killed
you've
him.
settled in, I suggest you take some time to walk the streets. Who knows what opportunities you might discover.
Hold a moment.
I just
Need to fetch a few
actually
things before we get to work.
I'll arrange for horses while you do
assassinated
that.
somebody. I don't know what's happened to Robert Lee. Where's Robert Lee? Where's Robert Lee? He's over there. Get me a horse, there's my horse.
Citizens of Smithfield, the finest provider of beef, veal, and live bullets of several varieties.
Damn sprigs. This accursed city will be the death of me.
Benjamin
You seem troubled,
Franklin.
friend. That's because I am. Greatly so, in fact.
What's happened?
I was robbed. The old Balkan file. Though I've
eating
managed to
Laotian
restore what's
noodles,
mine,
Lao
I
noodles.
fear it's ruined.
You mean the book?
This is no ordinary
It's an
book.
Benjamin
It's an
Franklin.
almanac.
The almanac.
First I ever wrote. Benjamin Franklin. Pleased to meet you.
Hatham Kenway.
You must be new to Boston.
Why do you say that?
You're still possessed of virtue. To stop and help an old lout like myself.
An old lout.
I don't mean to impose, but you seem a spry fellow. Should you happen to find my missing pages,
Did you know Christopher
I'll
Columbus
reward
was
you.
a paedophile?
Look, I'm not sure if I...
It's all right, all right. If you have the time,
One
hurrah!
of the
If
hidden
not,
facts of history.
no harm done. The thing is useless in its current state anyway.
And
But
Columbia,
should you
the
somehow
goddess
manage to
Columbia, is
restore
used as a
it,
symbol in
you'll find me
America.
inside that general store over there.
Well, that was interesting.
Find him in the general store over there. So there's the general store. Let's go over there. Hey, get off. All the buttons are different to Assassin's Creed Origins, so I'm really confused. Meet the IP Benaiva. Ito. เรานี่อะไรบนพื้นวะ What's going on with your pattern? Sorry, I'm talking to my wife. She just blew a lot of stuff I had onto the floor. And I'm asking where my... So, buy a sword and pistol, sorry. Sunshine. Sorry about this bang bang noise. I can't tell you what this, if you make mincemeat in Thailand, you don't use a mincing machine, you use a hack knife. That's what I'm doing right now, because I'm playing and cooking and eating and do you know what, I'm gonna do something I don't do at all. Let's buy something first. That's not what I meant. Oh, see, it's a circle. Pressing the wrong button. Buy something. Buy a firearm. How much money do I have? A firearm. And how much is a sword? 700. So I've got enough for a sword and a firearm. So let's get one and a sword. Ah. Okay. And a firearm. And I've got 150 left. Great, I have a sword and a flintlock. I just saw some news yesterday here in Thailand that a lot of kids who are gun fans, they make their own guns. You know, in Thailand everybody has their own gun, legal or illegal. They make their own guns. And one kid who was a gun fanatic was showing off one of his homemade guns, and the catch went on it. It was what you call like a revolver type pistol, where you have a cock. You have to cock the pistol for each shot, and it went off and straight through his best friend's head. So that's what you get when you play with guns. People die. That's why guns should only be used for actually killing, be it in self-defense or not, because they are actually intended to kill. That's what they were invented for. So you shouldn't use them really for sports. Okay for practice, but what are you practicing? You're practicing killing for when you need to kill somebody. If not, why just shoot at a dead target all your life? Well, to make money as a sportsman, but actually as a sport, I would say if I'd ban anything, I wouldn't ban weapons for sports, I'd weapons for killing. I'd ban weapons for sports, because weapons are not for sport, they're for killing. Rather unorthodox view. I'm very famous for that with those who know me. So exit the shop and equip the purchased weapons. Equip the purchased weapons. I need to go to my gear, don't I? Logbook. I want to have a look at. I want to have a look at my logbook anyway. Ah. Ubisoft Club. Bollocks to you. 2% synchronization. Change the audio parameters. View your progress. So we have Benjamin Franklin. You can read he was a renowned inventor, a diplomat. You know, most people play Assassin's Creed, they skip all of this because they just want to play the game. And I'm a Game Streamer TV channel. On this particular YouTube channel, I am Game Streamer TV. I have about 18 different channels, so I have about 18 different names on that, and in different places on the internet, about another 30 different names. So most people know me as Ajarn Spencer, A-J-A-R-N. Type that in YouTube and you'll find out who I really am publicly, but you'll never find out who I really am in the shadows. Because that would be stupid, wouldn't it, to let people know where you really are, who you really are. You should just let people think you are really this person and you are really there. How would you make people you think you're in one place and film yourself in one place when actually you're in another? Or change the date on the metadata of the video when you upload it. So one you made last year, you say it was today. So you make one last year in Mexico and upload it today and change the metadata that it was taken yesterday. They'll think you're in Mexico. So Benjamin Franklin was born in Boston. Boston. 10th son of a soap maker. What's your claim to fame? Oh, I'm the 10th son descendant of a soap maker. Well, you'd have to look how the soap industry arose and how people got rich making soap and which families did and why and what relationships they had to the whaling trade or what they used to make their soap with. Because all the people who got rich and powerful in the early stages of human civilization are those who now rule the world, their descendants. And we, in this game, want to save the world. He was an apprentice printer. Was writing for the paper under a pseudonym, Silence Dogood. That's a funny pseudonym, Silence Dogood. And writing an extremely popular column at that. Human nature being what it is, the fact that the column was popular was probably the bigger problem. It usually is. Benjamin... 10 sons, the best part, couldn't afford a television, there was none. Benjamin ran away in 1723 and headed for Philadelphia, where he continued his career in printing and writing. Eventually buying the Pennsylvania Gazette. Where did he get the money for that? There's the missing piece. Where did he get the money for that? Selling weed? Selling weed to people? Probably, because weed, you know, throughout the ages, there's been things get cheaper and more expensive and you can sell and not sell, but there's one thing you've always been able to sell and you always will be able to sell. And do you know what that is? Good weed. Speaking of which, the other thing better than good weed is good weed all ready to smoke in a bong. Anyway, which is, some of you may have been able to surmise from the Sonics and the absence of gameplay or scrolling about Benjamin that that's what was going on. So anyway, markets. You see, most people don't play. I have ADHD, I keep jumping around in my conversation, so most people who play Assassin's Creed just play the game. They don't study the history. So you can learn a lot about the world and help you to understand who rules the world and actually how to free yourself. And how to get rich easy doing hardly anything as well. I stand as proof of that. didn't want to do any real work yesterday, so basically I did, I spoke into my phone about 12 times for about 5 seconds, and that made me $3,000. I won't tell you how I did that, but anyway, you want to know that? Don't just play Assassin's Creed, learn the 7 principles of Hermes, learn the Hermetic traditions, learn the real history, find real history, and investigate all the figures who were involved in some of the major events of history and their family lineages and where they are today and which companies they own, and the events of current events and past events. And you might find the secret to Cicada 33, which means the 33rd degree of illumination. Currency was complex in those days, paid in English, Spanish, French and Portuguese coins, 1 pound. Wasn't that complex because you just have to weigh the gold and silver. Everything was made out of silver. New Jersey and New York used bills, paper money, magic beans, laundromat coins. The list goes on. Come on, man. We've simplified everything down for you in the Animus. You're welcome. I would have liked that not to have been simplified, because I would like to have been able to address and investigate how that was in that time. Exchange and barter, because I'm anti-monetary system and I believe that money is a middleman, like a Pharisee at the door of the church saying you have to pay me if you want to talk to God and I'll talk to him for you and tell you what he said. It's just middlemaning, yeah? And money is a middleman. So actually if you're a fisherman and you catch 100 kilos of fish, you might take 50 kilos of it, take 2 kilos to feed your family with fresh fish, the rest you dry it and salt it. You don't have any salt, so you take 10 kilos to the guy who has a salt flat, and you swap some fresh fish and fish he can dry and make salted to the salt guy. And to the people you need to get other things from, you can take your salted fish and swap it for meat or swap it for vegetables. What do you need money for? You need money so somebody in the middle sitting in a bank can take some tax and make himself a president and pay some army with those pieces of paper instead of real gold or real fish or real salt or real food, all imaginary stuff, and make them control the population while he sits in his big fat ass in his big fat chair in the opera, which is where we killed that guy in the opera. The Bilderberg 500 rule the world, and the World Economic Forum. Slavery was legal at the time. Peck slip. Less common in Boston and New York, which had the largest slave population in New York. Don't be surprised to see European servants for sale either. Some were sold for a fixed number of years to pay back their passage to the New World. Oh my God. Well, I was just saying, work without pay for passage. Is it slavery? If that's slavery, then working in the modern way today is also slavery. They were slaves for a fixed time to pay back their passage to the New World. So you're all slaves for your whole lifetime, or until you retire, to pay for your existence, yeah? It's the same thing. Oh my God. See how realizations you can get through the sarcasm within these messages in Assassin's Creed 3. Sold more wine than coffee. Since coffee was only just becoming popular, sure, before the Tea Party, when they burned the ship, when they threw all the tea off the ships. You don't destroy the ships, you can use them as pirate ships, you can privateer them. Commandeer them, I mean. I know it's hard to imagine a time when people didn't mind the morning cup, but there you are. Everybody's been conditioned that they need a morning cup of coffee. There was a time when coffee only existed, I believe, in South America. And so what did people drink before that? And why is everybody addicted to coffee? And who's getting rich off coffee? Not just a few small people in the industry, the people who decided to own all the coffee. The big companies, granulated coffee. Follow the money trail. If we go by the number of bottles set in stock, this is one of the busiest taverns in Boston. Because of its location, we were arriving in Boston in the 1700s, let's face it, you didn't fly in. This would have been the first tavern you saw, and since taverns would sort of get ripped off for sure. Straight across from the train station or airport anywhere in the world, get the latest news. You'll get to hear the latest lies. British regulars. I killed one already. Redcoats are rather unpopular. Yep. I call traitors redcoats. And I'm English, not American. Charles Lee. Was that anything to do with Robert E. Lee? Was it the son of Robert E. Lee? The Robert E. Lee. There's a river, isn't there, named after him as well? So it's a military academy in Switzerland. I saw he was a British soldier, yeah. Not Robert E. Lee. But fight the Spanish in Portugal, the Spanish who caused the death of the Incas and the Aztecs, or one or the other, or the Maya. And the British Prime Minister found that his military career had stalled. Ha 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 ha, that's what happens when you criticise politicians. Sonny Brighton. He was on the Providence. Well, he didn't seem to have much role in history. Louis Mills. 6 weeks it used to take, but could last months. Storms and the opposite, meaning the doldrums. Seasickness, food running short, and dying of boredom because you had nothing to do all day. Well, you could. M-A-S-T-U-R-B-A-T-E. For Africans, it was much worse. Yeah, it was horrible. It was horrible. Shackled, and it was horrible. I will never complain about being inappropriately touched by airport security. I will always complain. I won't use an airport if I don't have to. Not until I can afford my own private jet. So, there we go. The Providence. We've seen that. Merchant Navy ship. And there we go. We've gone through locations. Boston. The Crown Coffee House. Other. Theatre Royal. Markets. Yeah, okay, we read that. So, let's get back to playing. Equip. How do I equip? That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to equip. How do I equip? How do I equip? Here's Boston, huh? So I'm here. Looking how to get the map, but I can't find out how to equip my sword. So how do I plan my sword? Mini game. Harbour Master, Almanac, Peg Leg Trinket. Peg Leg Trinket. Trainee, Washington Angry Crowd. Enemy, player character, sniper, courier, vigilantes, platoon, liberation mission. And look at that symbol. Look at that symbol. How Masonic that is, and the liberation contract. Well, let's just leave and find out. Hold R1 to open the weapon wheel. Use L to select the sword in the large weapon space. Release R1 to exit the weapon wheel. Okay. R1. 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 Use R to select the flintlock.
The Gazette, the Boston broadsheet.
I've got 4 weapons. So I do have 4 weapons.
For all manner of Westphalian products go to Herr Hoyt's. The best products come directly from the Rhineland, now at your fingertips. Magistrate
How do I change?
is offering a golden guinea for
Okay.
any information leading to the arrest of the nefarious high road horse thieving ring.
How do I get on? X.
We ride for the
All
Green
the
Dragon
buttons
Tavern.
are-
The proprietors are eccentric, but the rooms are spacious and they do not pry.
Have you been told why it is I've come to Boston?
No, Master Birch said I should know only as much as you saw fit to share. He sent me a list of names and bade me ensure you could find them.
And have you had any luck with that?
Aye. William Johnson waits for us at the Green Dragon.
How well do you know him?
Not well, but he saw the order's mark and did not hesitate to come.
Prove yourself loyal to our cause. And you may yet know our plans as well.
I should like nothing more, sir.
I bet you would. You might be a spy. I'm not telling you my plans if we don't need to tell you. I don't even know what they are myself. Apart from to kill everybody who's bad. It's a long way to the Green Dragon, isn't it? I could just go over the rooftops much faster than you. At least I knew which button to get off. So we're at the Green Dragon Tavern.
You lying, cheating, no good son of a bitch.
Perhaps we've come at a bad time.
Oh, don't be foolish, dearies. Please, sit. Fancy something to eat? A drink, perhaps? Or is it a bed you require?
We've already let rooms here.
Oh, yes. Of course. Masters Lee and Kenway, was it? I'll have your bags brought up.
Uh-huh.
Do you require anything further?
Only privacy.
Good sarcasm. Sardonic.
This way.
Only privacy. Sardonic. This way. Anything to steal? Oh. No. What then? I'm talking to my dog.
Sir, William Johnson.
Oh, it's a Crispies. I gave me. Wow.
A pleasure.
I love you.
A good lad. If a bit
I
earnest.
love you. You have to say I love you, son.
I'm told you're putting together an expedition.
Get off my
We believe there's a precursor site
Let
in the
go.
region. I require your knowledge of the land and its people to find it.
Sadly, my research has been stolen. Without it, I'm of no use to you.
Then we'll find it. Do you have any leads?
My associate, Thomas Hickey, has been making the rounds. He's quite good at loosening tongues.
Well, tell me where I can find him.
Thomas Hickey.
I'll see if I can't speed things up.
Look him up.
We've heard rumors of bandits operating from a compound southwest of here. You'll likely find him there.
Charles?
Sir.
We'd best be off.
Of course.
That's my golden retriever. Get out, get out, get out, get out, my golden retriever. Well, he's his own golden retriever, but he lives with me. So what do I have to do now? Follow Charles Lee, for God's sake. My dog made me lose my point. Let's have a look in here first. Nothing in here. So, Assassin's Creed Origins, there will be a lot more. Can't even run down the steps, come on, man. What is that? Is that for aiming, is it? Or what would I shoot with? Why can't I run? Now I can run. So, we have a mission to start.
Thomas Hickey?
Thomas Hickey!
Haytham Kenway.
Is that supposed to mean something?
Show some respect, boy.
Peace, Charles. William Johnson sent us in the hopes we might expedite your search.
Don't need no expediting. Don't need none of your fancy London speak neither. I found the men that done the theft.
Then why are you just lazing around?
Figuring out how to deal with those varlets.
I have an idea.
Well, let's hear it.
I'll kill the lookout, take up a position behind the guards. You two approach from the front. When I open fire on the group, you charge in. We'll have the element of surprise on our side. Half will fall before they've even realized what's happened.
So, L2.
Get into position. But wait for me to take the first shot.
You make us mad. Go on now, or you make us mad.
You two, clear off.
Oh, I got my weapon. Come on, give me my weapon.
You two, clear off.
Give me a weapon then.
Go on now, for you make us mad. Go on now, or you make us mad.
You two, clear off. You two, clear off.
can't do my sword, I don't know how to. Killed them. Did they kill them all?
Fall back! Fall back! We'll be safe inside!
I don't know how I did that.
What now? We can blow the door with those. Go on, shoot them.
I'm not good with the buttons. Target the kegs.
On with the show then. Guess they wasn't so safe inside after all.
It's a bit fiddly, the control.
Lay down your weapons, and I'll consider letting you live.
I make you the same offer. We've no quarrel. I only wish to return this chest to its rightful owner.
Nothing rightful about Mr. Johnson.
I won't ask again.
Agreed.
I really don't know how to fight with my sword. It's terrible.
Who put you up to this?
What button to fight with the sword, man?
It's always been dead drops and letters, but they always pay, so we do the jobs.
Well, those days are done. Tell your masters I said as much.
Who should I say you are?
Who should I say you are?
You don't. They'll know.
Atham, this one's got some shot on him. You might want to be grabbing it on account of your pistol being parched. Back to the Green Dragon then. I need a drink.
Don't let go of the chest, Charles. We'll take care of this rabble.
Stop them, Thomas!
Jeffy, boss. Look at those badgers running around all bloody shut.
try to get my sword going now. How do I get that?
Wait, them bodies is sure to have loot on them. Would be a shame to let it all go to waste.
Are you mad? In case you've forgotten, we're in the midst of something.
Aw, why do you always put a going forward and forward?
I acquired £9 whilst being desynced.
Back to the Green Dragon then. I need a drink. Careful, gents. We've company.
Don't let go of the chest, Charles. We'll take care of this rabble.
Look at those badgers running around all up in his shop. Wait, them bodies is sure to have loot on them. Would be a shame to let it all go to waste.
Are you mad? In case you've forgotten, we're in the midst of something.
Aw, why do you always got to go forward and forward?
Got my rifle, so how would I do that? Okay, I got one shot with it. I could keep that rifle on, and how do you shoot? With the square again.
Thomas! Over there, that's what! Deal with them!
Look at those badgers.
Stop them, Thomas!
just a few fools with knives. They ain't so tough.
It's not the scoundrels I'm concerned with.
Very terrible. Where do we take the horses? Give me my horse, man. Eggs to get on the horse.
Stop them, Thomas!
Look at those badgers running around all double shut.
What's going on here? Come on, stop them, stop them.
Thomas! What? Over there, that's what! Deal with them! A little help, please!
Quick, get me Ryan, I'm up.
Get that loot. I want money. Oh, there was a lot of people.
The last of them.
Got him.
Oi! Mr. Johnson's gonna need to double my pay after all this if he expects me to keep at his side.
Mr. Johnson, Mr. Johnson. So,
there you are.
It's time for me to go to sleep.
My
'cause I
thanks,
have to wake
Master
up
Kenway.
and do something tomorrow.
No. Tell me what it is you need.
The images on this amulet, are they familiar to you? Perhaps one of the tribes has shown you
now.
something similar.
Midnight.
It appears Kanyan Gahaga in origin.
Can you trace it to a specific location? I need to know where it came from.
With my research returned, perhaps. Let me see what I can do. Thomas!
What?
Rent yourself a room. And a
There's
bath as well.
as well.
I'll be here for a while.
Oh dear. So, mission complete. Let's view my progress. Cartridges 3. French cutlass, cut-off sword. The French cutlass. Shops. New email received. Leave the animus to receive it. Okay, let's leave the animus. No. No. How do I save? The eagle vision is definitely not used for
Evening, gentlemen.
Charming.
Oh, peace, Charles. He'll grow on you.
Oi! Catherine, you fussock! Get back here!
You fusser.
Daddy needs
What's
a
a fusser?
drink.
What? The duck
How
is a
fares the search?
fussock.
Maths
A
and
dussock.
maps are not cutting it.
What have your local contacts?
We'll need to earn their trust before they'll share what they know.
I have an idea on how we might be affecting that. There's a man who's taken to enslaving natives. Rescue them, and they'll owe us.
What you need to do is know how to listen.
Do you know where they're being held?
Afraid not.
Benjamin Churchill. He's a finder and a
Benjamin
fixer.
Churchill.
He's also on your list.
Winston Churchill.
And there I was, wondering whom I might solicit next. Well done.
Well done. So, where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? Should have my monocaster inserted here, then I could use that auto-tune thing. And go, no. Where the hell? No, we're gonna talk to that guy first. Something there. Oh, that's it. I should have interacted with him first, then I have to do the mission. After playing Assassin's Creed Origins, I decided to come back and play an earlier version of the game is turning out to be. I'll just have a run around first before I do sequence 2. So I know what's going on. And see what I can do. I'll talk with her. Look at this room here. Oh, I just hurt myself. I'll go back through the same way if not I'll get lost. Oh, that was a weird run through. Anyway, I find it strange that this window is open. Something happened here. Draw weapon square. Anyway, something. What's making me wonder here is this open window differs from the rest. Ah, he just runs straight through. You cannot go into the house. So that is some kind of run through there. For some reason. Why? I know I'm wasting time, but anyway. There's the yellow point. Let's just get up there. Go to the yellow point. Jump is R2. And X. This is really weird that you can use R2 to jump with. Can I assassinate? I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. Or am I? Fucking ducking hell, I just killed them all. I just did something special with the R2 and I don't know what it was, but can I loot all of these guys? I got stuff here. And the sword. I really killed them all, man. Okay, let's go. I killed them all. I killed all those soldiers. My God. I actually killed all those soldiers. I actually killed the whole platoon. But I don't know how to fight.
Wonderful. Charles?
Sir?
Seems like we're not the only ones looking for Mr. Church.
Damn it, he could be anywhere. What do we do?
I don't trust Charles.
We find him. Come. I'll show you how.
Orange markers indicate caution. These targets must not be killed. So I'll read all of that when I'm not. Jesus. I will read all of that. Eavesdrop on Ben's church neighbours.
Gatehead's parlour. Church Street, past the common. For the finest, daintiest sleeve ruffles this side of Paris, step into Miss Gatehead's parlour. Church Street, past the common. One, Samuel Adams, a Boston town tax collector, has been sanctioned for failing to collect taxes.
So how do I get up? How do I get up? Can't even do anything except for...
Gentlemen dilettantes, amateurs, and the curious public. Toby Locke will demonstrate tomorrow by the Belfry his latest flying contraption. Notice is hereby given in future, none shall be admitted to see the new manufacturing, lest they pay 1 shilling in lawful money.
How can I get up? We're running in the area. So what do I have to do here? This is ridiculous. Am I going to pass those lines?
Gentlemen dilettantes, amateurs, and the curious public. Toby Locke will demonstrate tomorrow by the Belfry.
Should we write his family, do you think?
Not our business to meddle, even if we've the best of intentions.
But if you could have seen it, they were surely drunk carrying on like that, and during the day, no less.
Commander de Jumonville is killed in a raid.
What happened? I'm trying to move. I cannot move.
Lieutenant Colonel Washington and...
Scandalous behavior from one who aims to be a surgeon. Not likely if he keeps up such carousing.
Truly a shameful display. Benjamin's parents would be mortified.
Perhaps I should send someone to retrieve him before he damages his reputation beyond repair.
They stumbled off to the northeast. No doubt in search of a tavern or some other place of ill repute.
Start questioning those on the street. I'm headed for higher ground.
Step into Miss Gatehead's car.
The rug's 3 of those already. I don't want another one.
Colonel Washington and Indian allies attack French forces. French commander de Jumonville is...
I'm looking for Mr. Church.
We look up for soldiers. Also, my Ibel TV standby is coming on. I need an idea. Some money. It's killed a lot of soldiers, man. 11 quid. £9. Some people have less than others. Just like in the real world. I've got a good 100 quid here, I'm rich. So, climb the church and synchronize. Where's the church? Oh, my soldiers there as well. Oh no, no, no.
Has been sanctioned for failing to collect taxes. Exciting. Gonna rob them. I'm making money while I'm finding my way to the church. I'm losing my way. I'll take that horse. Oh, 15 quid. He were rich, wasn't he? Rich bastard. Take it off. God, the jump button is... Thank you, 15 quid, you see. So, let's get back on here. I will go back. 176 meters. We'll kill all the soldiers in town now. There's some more soldiers. climb up the church and synchronize. So where's the church? Here. Go up to the church and synchronize, and that gets me a save point in Origins, it does. Synchronization point.
Time to take a listen. With luck, one of those people knows what became of Benjamin.
R2 and X and move L in direction of a haystack below. Eavesdrop on more conversations to find church. So where's the haystack? Where is the haystack? No, R2 and X. Good. Couldn't see the haystack.
Time to take a listen. With luck, one of those people knows what became of Benjamin.
Eavesdrop on more conversations to find church.
All the news you need. Today's Boston Weekly Advertiser.
How do I crouch?
The area's definitely suffered a decline in character.
Indeed. All manner of Arifs and natty lads now walk the streets. Why, just earlier today I had a run-in with some.
I'll circle place it back.
Do tell. It was down by the church. A group of men comes rushing through when one of them suddenly falls to the ground, all torn up. I thought about going to see if he needed help, but a look from one of them changed my mind.
Probably for the best. Those aren't the sort of people you want to get mixed up with.
I don't know what to go through, but I'm going to go through. Eavesdrop on more conversations to find church. So where do I find the eavesdrop on more conversations to find church?
Call upon John Cooper for 7 generations. Coopers, the name you can trust. The Boston Weekly Advertiser, a penny to stay informed.
Yeah.
All the news Today's Boston Weekly Advertiser.
How do I do that?
Lieutenant Colonel Washington and Indian allies attack French forces.
So how do I do that? I'm gonna climb up somewhere. See what happens, see what I can see. I should be using the map, that's why. Oh! Look, soldiers on the roof. Up on there, on the roof, on the roof, on the roof.
Get down, madman!
Eavesdrop on more conversation. Oh, fuck off, fuck off. The circle is proving to be useful.
is his church. But one way or another, the debt...
Insisted it was all under control.
Cannot go, I'm fucked up, screwed up. How do I stay out of race?
I need you to focus.
really don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. What's those orange things? Really don't know what to do. Oh, eavesdrop on the citizens. Run away. Run away, get your power back. Get your power back. Get your power back. Jump at that. I don't know what's happening to me, I really don't. I really don't. I've blown my cover, I need to get out of here. I really need to get out of here. I really need to get out of here. What's that blue spot? Really need to get out of here. Fucking following me, man. Get my bloody health back at least. Oh my god, I really lost my health. Why does it just not stay in the haystack, man? And my joystick keeps pressing the L3 terribly. Broken joystick. Just get out of here for now. Get out of anybody's notice. I hate the church anyway. Let's go back to the church. You bastard. Fucking bastard. Did we kill them all or what? Because they've seen me, I think. Oh, I don't know how to eavesdrop, so that's it for me. Let's save. And that's the end of the broadcast for today. Learn how to eavesdrop. Goodbye, everybody.